Well, I can't believe what I'm hearing. After a long time of just doing everything and anything I could literally try and do everything with this tablet. Well, yes, here is the ultimate Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 I'm using at the moment, which is probably one of the greatest ways to make videos oh so grotesque without even trying to make a new jump cut. But anyways, in this video we're actually going to take a look at tree. Wait, did I actually say tree? I was actually saying number 3. 3 water toys in this video, and I'm trying not to make files, and maybe I might probably make new changes to the channel because my channel isn't big enough. I don't have a big channel, which is just a bit too, well, let's just say, if you have a big channel, that's great. I mean, I would literally try and say that having not really just, you know, a big and a small channel, that I would actually say it's not really, well, it's not really that bad after all. It's not really the whole, everyone has this mundane sort of feel that everyone has a small channel, maybe. But anyways, I'm actually going to try and do these 3 toys very, very nicely. So I might try and start with this one here, the Mediterranean Gulls Fishy Frenzy Coastal 12 pack, and it costs around, well, yes, it has a price of £15, but yes, it's pretty nice. It's both a flip-up Origami Flapping Birds British Wildlife Collection toy, so it's like a hybrid of various amount of toys there. Comes with this, oh wow, that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? I don't know why I'm speaking softly, but maybe it's just the fact I was feeling a bit grotesque today. I actually forgot to probably lock the toilet door. It was actually quite scary, yet funny at the same time. We've got 3 of these seahorses there. 3 colour variations on the seahorses there. It's a bit of a summertime sort of theme product here. We've got 3 of these fishes there. I don't know what they are. We've got 3 starfishes there. They also come in 3 colour variations there. One of them looks like a bit like a reddish sort of Patrick Star. There's the anatomy and how to flap these Mediterranean Gulls. And interestingly enough, I might probably show you a bit of anatomy like that. And I might try and come and do the unpacking quite fast because I'm actually feeling, well, what would you say? I'm actually feeling quite a bit grotesque, but thankfully enough, I'm actually sort of glad that my channel has actually made into Generation 86 Flip Flap Toys, which actually says somewhere right on the corner of the product there. And I don't think I'm actually going to speak that quite intense, because if I was speaking that intense, well, that's probably going to upset the amount of the community that, you know, that's basically going to upset the amount of community that's right in Birmingham, which is basically the part in Birmingham, I suppose. Well, here's a look at the Mediterranean Gull. As you can see, it's got a bit of a very interesting jet black head with very interesting pale wings like so. And it's almost like double the size of a black-headed gull, perhaps, or basically almost like the same size. It's sort of like the same size of basically it's like a common gull or a black-headed gull. So it's like the same size of these 2 small gulls, but it's like more larger. But it does have the stocky impression of a common gull. And yes, there are basically like 600 pairs which breed in the UK, thanks to the warming oceans that we have in the UK. And that's very interesting to say, that Mediterranean Gulls, when comparing to black-headed gulls, apart from the chocolate brown heads that you find on the black-headed gulls, of course, not just have the jet black heads, they also have basically, think about the eye sockets, of course, or the eye rings, of course. Black-headed gulls have a C-shaped white, what would you call it, eye ring, whereas the Mediterranean gulls have basically these eye rings there, which are actually a lot more thicker than you'd find on the black-headed gull, with broken on the front and rear, giving the impression of thick white eyebrows. And yes, this is basically the first jump cut that I've actually got. Very interesting to say. And yeah, the wing beats, they don't look too bad after all. This sort of gull looks pretty nice, doesn't it? They all have the name Mediterranean Gull right on the bottom there, which is very nice to hear. And it comes with these 3 mundane looking fishes there. Do they look like sprats? Or basically it looks like a generic anchovy style fish. I don't know, maybe it's your own guess perhaps. There's some yeah, there's some seahorses there. They actually look quite nice, and they've got a very interesting sort of stylish I tell you, I don't know how good or bad this is, they're not awful. I mean, this actually looks sort of weird. I mean, these are seahorses. It looks like some sort of weird, overly textured gump thing. It also appears to have a very weird snout, which is basically a reference to the short snout seahorse that you find in the UK, of course. There's 3 variations of Patrick Star himself. 3 colour variations of the starfish, of course. You've got the red one, got the yellow one there, and they've got the blue one here. Maybe I should have just said sapphire. I don't know why, I'm just being a bit too obsessive here, but maybe that's just a bit... I don't think, it's not awful. I mean, it's a bit too simplistic, yet simplistic I would say. It's not awful, but I actually think it's actually quite a very nice set. The gripe is that it cost me about £15, so it's possibly the least of all cheapest items that we can get in Flip Flap, of course. I don't know what I'm actually trying to say, but yeah, that's basically what I'm doing just now. Just had a bit of a very weird jump cut sort of error here. I think maybe it's just the fact I was actually trying to jump cut this one here, just to show you on how the toys actually repack. And I don't know how much words I could literally just speak. Maybe I was just being a bit too intense. And I'll tell you a story here. I was actually busy playing Roblox, and I've actually played a very interesting Roblox game called Zombie Rush, where you have to try and obliterate all the zombies away, I suppose. That's sort of the goal that you're actually trying to do. And sadly, Roblox, it can be good, but it can also be a very intriguingly dangerous place as well. And it's sad to say that catastrophe, well, just say, I'm not sure what catastrophe actually is. That is actually a very bad sign. We might take a look at this product later on. I'm actually going to go for this one here, the £7.98 product, Indian River Tern Birds Trio 5-pack. So it's basically like 3 of these birds here, and we've got 2 of these minnow starred fish. £7.98 is the price right there, and yes, there are no price tags, just to let you know that all the products that I will actually show you in this video don't have price tags. Generation 86, they already have the price written on the packaging there. Okay, so it looks pretty nice. And I mean, why is this artwork simplistic? I mean, can't we just, add a bit more detail, like putting a lot more palm tree details, like on the front packaging there? That just sounds a bit blatant, doesn't it? There's the anatomy there. It's possibly one of the most simplistic of all products I've actually seen, despite this price here, £7.98, which is actually more expensive than you would actually just initially thought. That's actually a lot much more expensive than just buying a loose orange from a very weird generic goddamn store from another way. Well, I was trying to say another Y, perhaps. And this is what these river terns look like. And there's actually something I've actually forgot. The river tern actually has a double tail feature. So, yeah, the river terns, they actually have these. Okay, so this is actually missing, so I'm going to have to probably go and get a friend. Say hello to Pikachu Pen. And yes, I'm actually going to write down that the river terns actually have a double tail feature. So, yeah, this is what I'm actually going to basically write down here. River terns have a double tail feature, or should I say a double swallowtail feature. And the reason why I'm writing this is that it's basically a homage to the way terns were developed, and terns are also known as sea swallows, so that's why they've got these double tail features here, like so. And hang on a minute, there's actually something weird, isn't it? This product here is exactly the same, because it actually comes with a tern, the 7 River Channel Beach Area 5-pack. Late 7, I would try and say late summer 7 River Channel Beach Area 5-pack, £7.95. Generation 86, as always, as per usual, with a Patrick Star, like so. And this is actually not a female, this is actually more of a male mallard duck, which is actually in eclipse plumage, because if you think about it, the blue wingtips are not really visible in this artwork, of course, because it's in flight, of course. The greenish, purplish sort of head is gone. This is actually something to resemble that the ducks have stopped breeding during June and July. That's what they also look like, which is also interesting. There's another one of these. Quite interesting, isn't it? And in fact, it's got the same info there, but there's actually something weird. this bird here, this common tern, has double tail features here, so I might write that one down. Common tern has double tail features, and dual tail features. And there's actually a strange, perplexing feature is, why is the common tern's forehead is actually a lot more browner than black? It should have been more black because it needs to be a lot more realistic than what this is. This is not the right colour. I don't know why. There's the instructions there. The anatomy, of course, as always, as per usual. Once again, is 100% compatible with water. Well, what can you say more than that? Well, let's just stop stressing about it. And yeah, I'm just not going to probably moan about things because I would probably think about basically the time when I was at a swimming pool trip back at Tiverton when I was a very, very weird childish kid. Basically, I was trying to say, when I was at King Edward School, when I was actually entering at a swimming pool, I could literally just imagine that there was some sort of weird, I could literally just someone just giving out some sort of, thing, which I don't know of. Looks like someone that's, I don't know, this tern here, as I'm going back to the real subject here, once again it's got the double tail features there. Sorry for the very rough and readiness that I'm actually speaking about this video here because my voice is now absolutely grotesque. And my god, am I just acting like a weird, as I'm ranting in this video, am I just acting like a useless, cretinous moron? God, what can we do now? Well, I'm actually going to take a look at the fishes now, which are actually the minnows there. I'm actually trying to calm myself down because maybe I'm actually trying to feel like that these fishies, they don't look too bad. They've got a blue sort of scaly feature here, and there's actually a very creepy sound at the background. Sorry about that, maybe I was just being a bit too hyperactive. Maybe I should have been viperactive. No pun intended for the snake fans. And it's got the face there. Very generic anime sort of bulging eyes on there. Looking at the other terns here, what can you say? They've got the same details as the common tern. And they've got red feet. That's what we actually see. Let me show you what the red feet looks like. There's the other side here. There we go. And we'll try and flap the wings. I don't know how good or bad this is. And I mean, actually the thing I was actually trying to refer to, when I went to the swimming pool, man, I could literally just feel like, it just feels like some sort of weird plastic bag had a lot more air than a fat woman jumping into a swimming pool. That is just absolutely one of the most grotesque of all stories I've actually heard in history. Well, anyways, these are common terns, like birds. They're actually river terns, sorry about that, but I do remember that these birds actually come from India and possibly around Bangladesh as well. And we've got a little small prominent eye, which you can actually see. They don't have eyelashes. In fact, one of them don't have eyelashes, which is sort of interesting to say. But I'm actually going to repack them now. And I'm actually glad that this video here is going to be monetized. So, yep, this is actually going to be amazing when my videos actually get a lot more monetized. So I'll show you the next product. Okay, this is the product I've already showed you, the late summer Severn River Channel Beach Area 5-pack. It actually is based upon the Bristol Channel as well, and that actually picks off, that actually really, I don't think I've sworn in this video, I don't think I've actually cursed in this video, I don't want to say PISS. That would actually scare a lot of YouTubers, and also that would actually make this video demonetized. I've actually picked off a reference to, I've actually been to a very interesting beach, which is actually not that great compared to Eastbourne. I've actually been to Weston-super-Mare, which is actually okay. It's not as great as Eastbourne, but I actually think it's actually fantastic. There's the common tern that you can see there. Obviously, it's just some sort of generic tern. Once again, it's got the double swallowtail features on the back day. Looks sort of nice, doesn't it? Very, very, very nice. Nice, a bit of breeziness. It's got a brown cap here. And maybe that's the forehead I also said about there. I call it the forehead or cap. Very thin, prominent orange carrot-like beak. And it's also got the orange feet there as well. I'm not sure if you're going to see that because once that light is on the tablet, it actually makes a bit of things a bit vibrant but also a bit grotesque at the same time. You can see there, there's the orange feet. Now I've got the orange starfish, which looks like Patrick has been sunburned. I don't know why I'm just calling these starfish as Patrick. Maybe I've just got that one out of SpongeBob by an absolute funny mistake though. And then we've got this sort of generic fish. Is that a sprat or is it some sort of weird anchovy from another world? I just don't know. Or possibly a sardine? I don't know. Let me just take a look back here. Is it a sprat? Oh yes, it is a sprat. So it's basically, it is a sprat. And the best thing about this fish is that you can actually attach the little sprat into the common tern. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. And I actually do respect the way I actually treat my parents and also my family too. But anyways, here is the male mallard duck, which actually has the I don't know what I'm saying. It's got the whole brown plumage there, especially for the head, which is even for this sort of duck. It looks pretty nice. This is actually like the duck that you'd find, the mallard ducks that you'd find when June, July, and August, and September and October are like. They just strip off the green heads and replace it with brown heads because they've just stopped breeding now. And they actually look pretty nice. They've got a very nice, vibrant sort of blue wingtip action there. I like that. Blue wingtips, isn't it? Very nice indeed. And then we've got another one here. Same feature there. And that's what I actually like about that one, eh? Yeah, yeah. And, you know, I actually sort of think that's, you know, a very nice collection of all these birds here. I actually like the fact, eh, that it's very nicely detailed. And they don't have eyelashes because they're not really a female sort of duck, of course. As you can tell, they're mallard drakes, or basically male mallards, because they've got the yellow beak. Instead of the female's orange, and also the darkish brownish, greyish blackish beak, if I call it. And yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's a very nice looking duck. Well, how can you say that? It doesn't look too bad, and I don't know why is there a starfish there. Maybe it's possibly a reference that this setting could actually be based on a very interesting small seaside town called Clevedon, which is in Somerset, which actually I've actually seen videos of, or I don't know, maybe there have been some ducks in Clevedon which actually travel across the sea area. Maybe it's the channel area that I'm actually thinking of too much though. Well, anyways, hopefully this video has actually controlled my pressure inside my blood, and I've actually known everything about the water. And yes, it actually just goes to show you on how amazing that toy videos can be via the tablet. So anyways, and I would actually try and probably promote you to subscribe as always, as per usual. Please just give this video a like if you like so. As always, thanks for watching and bye for now, because if I was telling you some facts, I would literally try and find out if a cat was going meow, I'd probably find it in a pet shop.